All right, welcome back, guys. Another episode of Talking Tridents, a Mariners podcast. We've got some bigger news today. Some good news, in my opinion. The Mariners finally make a good move that I'm happy about. There may be some mixed feelings, but we'll get into that. Mariners DFA Rowdy Tellez and reactivate Luke Raley off the IL. So this means my impression is Luke Raley's going to be playing first base with Donovan Solano. I'm super happy about it. I think it's a great move. I think that's the right move in this scenario as of right now. What are your impressions on this move?
Yeah, I mean, this move kind of just shows the Mariners really took a good look at everything and said, hey, what can we do to win more? Canzone had an option to go down to AAA. Mastroboni had an option to go down to AAA. And they went and picked a guy they got this offseason to play first base. And they said, you know what, we're going to eat his salary. This is how we're going to win. We're going to keep Canzone on the roster. We're going to keep Mastroboni for his utility. And we're going to ride Solano's hot streak. So I think this is the right move just from like a game standpoint. I mean, we've seen the front office make a lot of questionable calls, keeping Mitch Haniger, keeping Mitch Garver, but this one I think proves that they're ready to win. So I hope this is the first move for, coming forward to the trade deadline and whatnot. Luke Raley, having him back is amazing. I mean, I'm a big Luke Raley guy. You'll come around one day, Devin. I know you will, but I'm a big Luke Raley guy. So like you said, I think this is a really good call. And I think out of the options of Tellez, Solano and Canzone, it was the best move to DFA Tellez.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Luke Raley's the best option, and Tellez was the odd man out. He had to go. I'm sorry, Tellez, but
we appreciate your service. But
yeah, rest in peace. Now. I'm happy to see you go.
Hey, he ended on a high note too with that stolen base too. So maybe his Mariners tenure won't be seen as such a bad thing after that.
Oh boy, yeah. And Solano had another good game on Friday. So again, just shows that was probably the right move. Hopefully Solano is coming around and continues this hot streak and is more consistent going forward. Although I will say with the trade deadline approaching, I do just want to mention I like Luke Raley. I think Luke Raley can still be the right field option, and I think we can still go and get a big first baseman if the opportunity presents itself. But for now, I'm super happy to have Luke Raley back and see Tellez out of here.
Well, like you mentioned, I actually think Luke Raley's going to get more time in right field than at first base. I think with how Solano's hitting, I think he's going to get a majority of the at-bats there, and they're only going to put Canzone in right field when they need Luke Raley at first base to either give Solano a day off or when there's a righty in the lineup. And, looking at today's lineup, they play here shortly at 11 o'clock against the Cubs again. But it's kind of interesting to see that they still have Solano in there against a righty. So they're following the hot streak on him. And Dan Wilson needs to be doing that in these lineups. So
yeah.
I'm really excited of the versatility this gives our roster. Luke Raley is just, you saw his catch yesterday. Dude's Superman out in right field. And he can play a premium defense at first base as well. Not to mention the nuclear Raley at-bats he has. So I think this is just overall is the right call. Ride that Solano hot streak. Tellez is going to get picked up by another team. I just know it. I'm calling the Red Sox. Red Sox are going to grab him, but we'll see.
Really? After Devers has been
Devers is
traded.
gone. Tristan Casas is injured for the season. They need a first base DH option, especially with sending down Campbell. So that's not Mariners news, but I think this is a really good move. I'm curious to see, like we mentioned, you think Luke Raley's going to get a lot of bulk playing time at one. I think we're going to see him more in right field. I'm curious to see what they do moving forward, but man, it's just so good to have him back.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm all for letting Solano get more playing time, more consistent at bats, and see what he can do. I mean, he's been getting more consistent at bats as of recently, and he's hitting a lot better. So,
dude, in Solano's last 15 games, he has a home run, 5 RBIs, only struck out 7 times, and is batting .382. So I mean, you were
really
right,
good.
Kevin. He came back around. I didn't think it was going to happen, but here he is.
Yeah, I've told you. And now we're at the point where they had to make a decision, Tellez or Solano, like we talked about on previous episodes, and they went with Tellez.
I think
So
if we saw like Solano hitting how he did to start the year, if he was still under that 200 threshold, if he was batting even even probably 170, they probably would have been like, you know what, you got to go. But Tellez only being owed 1.5 million this year, he's not hitting the best. He's actually, as of right now, Luke Raley has currently a better WAR than him, and he's only played a fraction of the games. Tellez has a .6 negative WAR, and Luke Raley has a .3 positive WAR, and he's only played 25 games, whereas Tellez has played plus 62. So I think it was just overall the right move, and I'm excited to see Canzone and Luke Raley in the lineup someday soon.
yeah, I think this is a great sign for the Mariners. I've seen another thing to mention. I've seen on social media a lot of people have mixed feelings about letting Tellez go, which I think is stupid. I mean, I don't know what these so-called Mariners fans saw in Tellez. They were saying, "Oh, we should have let Solano go or Mitch Garver," but Tellez literally offers no. I mean, I know the other two guys don't offer any versatility really in positions either, but Tellez, I mean, you got to have a backup catcher right now in Garver, and Solano, like we've been mentioning, he's coming around and he's owed a lot more, and he's a better veteran presence in my opinion. So
yeah, I think
Tellez
Solano has such a good track record that's what the Mariners front office saw. They saw, hey, he's starting to hit. He's going to be able to get back up to that mark he played in in his career. And like you said, he was our biggest offseason acquisition. So of course they're going to let that ride. Tellez was a guy they signed hoping he could contribute. And you know what, Tellez, you did give us exactly what we needed. You gave us a guy who could play first base for a short period of time. Guy who hit some clutch home runs. That series against the Blue Jays, I'll never forget. 3 home runs in 3 days. Yeah. But he's just not the guy. And I'm not saying Solano is. I'm not saying Luke Raley is. I think this opens up still a lot of options at the trade deadline. Ryan O'Hearn. But I think this is just the move you have to make. It was difficult to drop. You can't option Canzone. He's been doing just fine. His strikeouts are down. He's hitting the ball hard. I still believe in him as a hopefully a starter one day. Who knows if it's going to be for us or not. And then like you said, Donovan Solano he's coming back around. So you just gotta. It was a tough call, but you gotta pick the weaker link. And I think Tellez was that weaker link in this option.
Yeah, for sure. Well said. Yeah.
But moving forward, I think hopefully this is a good sign for the upcoming trade deadline as well as when other guys come back from the IL. Only Robles is on the IL now from our starting position players, as well as Ryan Bliss, but we're not going to see Ryan Bliss most likely till the end of the year, same as Robles. So I think the roster's kind of filling out the way we need it to. We have, Dylan Moore and Mastroboni as our utility guys. You have Mitch Garver, like you mentioned, as our backup catcher, maybe full-time DH after yesterday's performance, but
both catchers,
And then, you have now multiple options at first base that are probably both going to be in the lineup consistently, as well as 2 options at right field. So I think the roster's working out. The Mariners hopefully will come out of this slump. They'll start winning some ball games. Another game today against the Cubs. I believe is it Emerson Hancock going today?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm getting Hancock going today. By the way, really quick, shout out Hancock. If you take away his first start of the year against the Tigers, his ERA is sub 3.5.
Yeah.
And that would be 3-1 in his starts. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah. We were talking about this the other day, off camera. I won't say too much, but Emerson Hancock, he's a good piece to have. I'll leave it at that. But
it's never bad to have 7 viable options for your rotation, and at that, 7 high producing options. So
yeah,
it's gonna be an interesting trade deadline. We have a lot of things to talk about with that. We'll get to that in another episode, but let us know down below what you think about the Tellez and put DFA of Tellez as well as the activation of Luke Raley. Let us know if the Mariners made the right call or who you would have optioned or released. Here at Talking Tridents, we're excited with what happened. We're all for it. So,
yep.
With that, thank you for watching this quick little episode. We'll be back later this weekend with another full episode to review the week. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.